I just want my people to be mindful that you can get heat damage from your hair, and it can be just as severe as getting over processed relaxed hair. It's not your hair is just going to be perfect if it's natural. You can also damage your hair and cause even worse problems by overheating the hair, because I do know that there's some stylists that are out there who want to hot comb the hair still. They want to flat iron it and then use a barrel iron on it just to keep it straighter, but that's not helping the client's hair overall.
One thing that I wanted to add about the heat, and you're right, what you said about the 3 different types of brushes and needing all of that. I mean, it kind of sounds like, and I'm not I am going to stereotype the Egyptian styling, when they have excessive heat in your hair. You feel like it flows, you feel like it's, the degree of straightness that you want it to be. And we talked about this last show a little bit, but you're basically denaturing the hair. And so someone made a comment after the show was over that I should have explained exactly what denature is. So let me give you an analogy. So egg is protein, and when you boil it, it's one consistency. When it's raw, it's one consistency, and when you add heat to it and scramble it, it's another consistency. So basically, you are denaturing the protein of that egg because it is changing its structure. So that's the same thing that can happen to your hair strands. When you add too much heat, and this, I didn't mean to make the analogy be with heat with an egg, but it is basically the same. You are changing the structure of the hair strand if you use excessive heat.
Right.
So when people think that they have their hair that's natural, and when you complain about your straight ends, your ends are straight because you have altered the structure, the natural structure of your hair, and that is called denaturing. So it's extremely important that you know what your hair can take. And the best way, especially if you're not a professional, the best way to gauge that is to use a heat appliance, or so whether it be a curling iron, a flat iron, or even the temperature setting on your hair dryer. You really need to know the lowest setting that your hair can take. And so it may not be bone straight.
Yes.
But if you make the degree of straightness with whatever last process you're using, so for example, if you blow dry your hair and then you flat iron it afterwards, you really want to make sure that the blow dryer is at a lower setting. You don't need it bone straight because you're going to follow it up with another heat appliance, so it makes no sense to try to get it as straight as possible that way. But then you need to use a setting on the flat iron that is the lowest setting that your hair can take, and that's just a trial and error. You have to edge it up.